Mark Pyrie will be our master on show here, and Jeff Thompson, former world champion, sitting next to me. I think you fought him, haven't you, Jeff?
Yes, Mark, the current WUKO world heavyweight champion, he is seen on the left. He's actually being joined by Monsieur Tapol, who was the 1986 light heavyweight world WUKO champion. We fought on a good number of occasions, and he was one of the premier competitors. Monsieur Tapol, seen here on the right, one of the true greats of modern day competition, who tussled with another legendary name, Pat Mackay, on many an occasion. But we're now seeing the other aspect of WUKO competition. Points are scored over, or the bout in competition karate will take place over 3 minutes, with punches, kicks and sweeps being judged by the referees depending on the level of competence. A good strike to the body can be awarded a full point, and a non-effective strike that is in some way blocked will be awarded a half point. So in layman's terms, the full point could have shown the full knockout, whereas the half point would have only stunned. Monsieur Tapol on the right was very much the hard nut of the circuit. Monsieur Pyrie always had excellent hand, leg and sweep combination abilities.
I've often wondered, Jeff, the part of the voice in the techniques of karate. Any comment on that?
Absolutely imperative when competing. The kiai, or the shout, there are very many different kiais depending on the country of origin, but it does help transmit that energy to the given area, whether it be a punch, strike, sweep or combination. There are very many team cries that were used to intimidate and to possibly gain an advantage before the bout actually started. Most of the punches and strikes to the body are normally of a very hard contact element. The athletes are well trained, but the kicks to the head are pulled, so you should only experience a slap on the face.
You should, but I've seen in major competitions the strikes actually going home, and it can cause problems.
Yes, there is a risk element. I don't think we'd actually take part in the sport if there wasn't, but the injury ratio is no more than the one we'd see on a football pitch.
This is very much a realistic situation they've set up here, isn't it?
Oh, those guys are giving one another a little bit of a dig, as we say in the trade. Now going on to double techniques, which is a combination of attack, counter techniques, double attacks with the legs. Competition karate actually incorporates most of the martial arts we've seen here this evening, in that it is a combative system that takes all the aspects of the martial arts and attempts to bring them onto a format where one can judge it. So the punches, strikes, sweeps, such as you would see in judo, etc., are all demonstrated in this competitive format. What we're seeing here is a form of one-step sparring, which is a method of actually testing competition ability before actually going into the rudiments of what's required to win.
The hardening of the fist and the fingers, surely an important aspect of this part of the martial arts, is it not?
Yes, but as in comparison to the traditional arts where you might see wood breaking or some of the more conventional hand hardening methods, it's quite normal for the elite competitors, seen here using a speedball, punch bag, the normal tools that a boxer would use. The modern day karate athlete can be seen on the track, in a boxing gym, and then in his karate suit. So I think we spend a little bit more time in tracksuits than people would give us credit for.
Real determined look on his face as he went in there.
Mr. Tapol is a very intense competitor, and I think the thing about karate and the similarities as with judo is a hell of a lot of training is experienced for just that 3-minute fight. A match can be finished in 10 seconds, but as you can see, an amazing ability to take, as it were, not a control kick in many respects, because Monsieur Pyrie is actually putting it on his jaw.
Well, that was a superb demonstration, and those athletes are really spent, in a sense. Worked so hard. Wonderful. Just getting a slow motion look at the attack, and look at the retreat, and then taking a retreat into an offensive movement and turning his opponent. Kicking movement, the response, the punch to the neck.
Actually seeing a sparring sequence now, which is a little bit more within the realism of a competition bout, but without the referees. There we're seeing the full point.
I think we're getting one or two indications here why this fella is the world champion at the moment. Well, that's it. Over the last two programmes, we've seen 8 aspects of martial arts. And of course, Jeff Thompson, former world champion, has been sitting along with me. Thanks to him, from Stuart Story and the Eurosport team, goodbye.